This is an Entry 3 Functional Skills Maths paper from NCFE. It's split into two parts. In the first part you can't use the calculator, but you can in the second part. This is the first part. Activity 1, working at the cinema. Paolo works at the cinema. Paolo writes down how many tickets he has sold today. Adult tickets 225, student tickets 23, child tickets 154. How many tickets has he sold in total? Show you're working. So we're going to add the amounts together. 225, adding 23 to that first. We could add all three of them together in one go, so whatever you prefer. I think this is just easier, so 5 and 3 gives us 8, 2 and 2 gives us 4, 2 and 0 is 2, so 248. To that we're going to add the final number, which is 154. So 8 and 4 gives us 12, so 2 down and 1 is carried over. So 5 and 4 gives us 9 and the 1 gives us 10. So 0 down again and 1 is carried over. 2 and 1 is 3 and the 1 is 4. So 402 is the final answer. Yesterday he sold 47 fewer adult tickets than he sold today. How many adult tickets did he sell yesterday? So fewer means less. So we've got 225 adult tickets. We're going to take away 47 from that. So we need to take away 7 from the 5, which means we're going to have to borrow 1 from the 2. So that becomes a 1. Now this becomes 15. So 15 take away 7 gives us 8. 1. We need to take away 4 from that, which again we need to borrow 1 from the 2. So this becomes 11 now. 11 take away 4 gives us 7. 1 take away 0 gives us 1. So 178 is the answer. Paolo also works on the refreshment counter. He sold these items last weekend. Bags of sweets 289, drinks 308, popcorn 244. Paolo works out how many items he has sold in total. 289 plus 308 plus 244 equals 841. He rounds each number to the nearest 10 to check his answer. Show how he does this check. So, to the nearest 10. 289 to the nearest 10. Is that 280 or is it 290? 289 is closer to 290. That's why, rounded to the nearest 10, the answer is 290. Looking at 308 to the nearest 10, is that 300 or is it 310? It's closer to 310. So we're going to add 310. 244, is that closer to 240 or 250? It's closer to 240. If it was 245, then it would have been rounded to 250. So adding all of these together, 0, 9 and 1 is 10, and the 4 is 14, so 4 down and 1 is carried over. 2 and 3 is 5, and the 2 7, and the 1 8. So that gives us 840, which is very close to 841, the accurate figure. This bar chart shows what Paolo sold this weekend. Drinks and snacks sold. He sold more drinks than bags of sweets. How many more? So drinks, he sold 350. Bags of sweets, that is 200 here, 210, 20, 30. So 230. So 350 take away 230. Zero take away 0 gives us 0. 5 take away 3 gives us 2. 3 take away 2 gives us 1. So 120. Paolo put some boxes of sweets on the shelves. Box A is 8.5 centimeters wide. Box B is 82 millimeters wide. Box C is 8 centimeters wide. Put the boxes in order from the narrowest to the widest. We've got these measurements being given in different units. So we've got centimeters, millimeters, centimeters. As 2 of these are in centimeters, we're just going to convert this middle one into centimeters as well. So 82 millimeters. Millimeters, where have you seen them? In rulers. That's the small units in there. So 10 of them will make 1 centimeter. So 82 millimeters, if you divide that by 10, it's going to give you 8.2 centimeters. So you can imagine 8 of these more or less. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a bit. And each of these will have 10 small divisions. So that makes the 82 millimeters. But in terms of centimeters, these bigger divisions will have 8.2. So we're comparing now 8 centimeters, 8.5 centimeters, and 8.2 centimeters. The shortest or the narrowest of them all is going to be 8 centimeters because it's nothing more, just 8. Whereas these two have some additional length, if you like. So I'm going to put 8 centimeters first. In between these two, of course, this will come next because 8.5 is even wider. So I'm going to do 8.2 centimeters and then 8.5 centimeters. Now, as this one was given in millimeters, I'm just going to write it here underneath as 82 millimeters as well. Paolo has got another box of sweets. He measures this box to see if it will fit on the shelf. What instrument should he use? Tick your answer. So obviously he's measuring the box, and that's in centimeters and millimeters, just like the question above. That means he's going to have to use a ruler, because obviously the scale measures weight and the jug will measure capacity. So only A needs to be ticked. Philo is filling up the drinks machines. He uses a jug to measure the water. How much water is in the jug to the nearest unlabeled division? So obviously this is labeled division, this is a labeled division, this is a labeled division. So we're talking to the nearest of these that are unlabeled. So you can see that this is very close to this point here. So let's just calculate what that division represents. So we've got 800 here and we've got 1000. So right in the middle will be 900 millimeters. Between 800 and 900 will be 850 millimeters. So this is very close to 850. To the second part of the paper where you can use a calculator. Here is the second part. Activity 2, planning a trip to the cinema. Mina is going to the cinema with 3 friends. Mina checks some websites to find cinemas near her. Mina writes down the distance from her house to each cinema. Film World Cinema, 3.1 kilometers. Ronald Street Cinema, 3.2 kilometers. Style Cinema, 3.12 kilometers. Which cinema is furthest from her house? So, if I try and represent these on a number line, so we'd have 3 kilometers here, and this would be 4 kilometers. So, because all 3 of these are between 3 and 4 kilometers, and then we'll put 10 divisions between them. So here would be 3.1 and this one would be 3.2. .12 would be about here. So after 3.1 but before 3.2. So we know the furthest would be the one that has a distance of 3.2 kilometers. That is Ronald Street Cinema. Mina also checks the websites to see how many people each cinema holds. Film World Cinema 988, Style Cinema 912, Ronald Street Cinema 998. Write the cinemas in order from the smallest number of people to the largest number of people. So, looking at these numbers, they all begin with 900. So that doesn't help us differentiate much. So we're going to look at the next digit. In this case, that is an 8. So 980, 910, 990. So as you can see, 990 will be the largest one. So that is 998. Then again the 980, 980 to be precise. That's the next largest one, and then finally 912. Mina and her friends decide to go to Star Cinema. This cinema has 8 screens. Each screen shows 21 films a week. How many films does the cinema show in total each week? So 8 screens, (21) films a week. So 8 times 21, which is 168, using a calculator. Mina looks at the film times. Journey to the Stars, start time 6:20 p.m, end time 8:35 p.m. Love in London, start time 6:35 p.m, end time 8:25 p.m. Secret in the Stone, start time 7:25 p.m, end time 8:55 p.m. They need to be out of the cinema by 8:30 in the evening. That is 8:30 p.m. Which film should they watch? So they need to be out by this time. So looking at the end times, this is 8:35, so that is after 8:30, so we can't choose that one. Looking at this one is 8:55 p.m, again that is after 8:30, whereas this one is 8:25, that is before the 8:30, so that's the option we're going to choose, Love in London. Mina and her friends need to leave soon to catch the bus to the cinema. Mina looks at the time now. What time is it? Okay, looking at the small hand, that is at 2, and the big hand, that is at 4. So 2, that is 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20. So it's 20 minutes past 2 or 2:20. You could also add PM in here because they're telling us that they will need to leave soon to catch the bus. And the film times are in the afternoon. But you could leave PM out if you like and just put 2:20. Mina and her friends get to the bus stop at 2:45 in the afternoon. The next bus is due in 17 minutes. What time is the next bus due? Write your answer in numbers using the 12-hour clock format. So 2:45, that's the time when they arrive at the bus stop. So that means you need quarter an hour to get to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 p.m. So if we take those 15 minutes or quarter an hour away from the 17 minutes, we're left with 2 minutes. So basically it will be 3:02 p.m. So 3:02 p.m. The bus stop is 0.25 kilometers from Mina's house. The bus stops are at equal distances. Complete the sequence. So we've got 0.25 kilometers, 0.5, 0.75. So we adding on 0.25 each time, as we're told here. So adding 0.25 to this as well, you can use a calculator and it's going to give you 1 kilometer. Mina and her friends get off the bus at the bus stop. Which directions will they take to get to the cinema? Tick your answer. So they are at the bus stop, which is here. Then they will go up and then to the cinema. Looks like it might be worth writing the compass points. So this is north, this is south, this is west, and this is east. So from the bus stop you go in east, then you go in north, and then east again. So east, then north, then east is the correct option. The rest of them won't work. Activity 3, at the cinema. Mina and her 3 friends arrive at the cinema. Mina looks at the shapes of the film posters. Which shape has the most lines of symmetry? Tick your answer. So looking at the first one, there is only 1 line of symmetry. The second one, there is 2 of them. The triangle, or the third shape, it has equal sides. So there are 3 lines of symmetry. So we're going to take C. Mina buys the tickets. She buys 1 ticket for £3.55 and 3 tickets for £4 each. What is the total cost? So 1 ticket for £3.55 and 3 tickets for £4 each. So 3 times 4, that gives us £12. So we're going to add £12 to the £3.55, and that gives us £15.55. Mina buys a bag of sweets. How much does the bag weigh to the nearest labeled division? So looking at this, that is so close to 140. So our answer will be either 140 or 160. And because these are the labeled divisions. The labeled divisions are the ones where you've got these numbers given to you. So this is of course closer to 140. That's what is the nearest labeled division. So 140, what is the unit? Grams. Her sweets cost £2.89. What is £2.89 rounded to the nearest 10p? When we say rounded to the nearest 10p, we count in 10p amounts. So like £2, 10 pence, £2, 20 pence, £2, 30 pence, so on. This is £2.89. So it's in between 280 and 290. But which one is this closest to? Is it 280 or 290? This is 289, so only one more to go to get 290. So for that reason, it is rounded to £2.90. Daniel also buys some sweets. He buys the heaviest bag. Which bag is the heaviest? Tick your answer. So we've got 500 grams, 1.2 kilograms, 0.25 kilograms, 750 grams. We're going to have to convert all of them into grams or all of them into kilograms. I'm going to convert all of them into kilograms. In 1 kilogram, there are 1,000 grams. The clue is in the word. K, we use that for 1,000. So 500 grams is not 1,000, it's half of it. So that is half a kilogram. So I'm going to write it as 0.5 kilograms. 750 grams, again, that is less than 1,000 grams. That is 3/4. So I'm going to write it as 0.75 kilograms. So comparing them now, we've got 0.5 kilograms, 1.2 kilograms, 0.25 kilograms, 0.75 kilograms. This one is the one that's over 1 kilogram. So it's the heaviest out of them all. So we're going to take B. Daniel eats 1/4 of the sweets. What fraction of the sweets are left? So if you eat 1/4, what's left is 1 to 3/4, or 3 out of 4 means the same thing. The temperature outside is 22 degrees Celsius. This is the temperature inside the cinema. Mina thinks it's hotter outside. Is she correct? Give a reason for your answer. So this is 20, 21. Outside is 22, which is higher. So we're going to say yes, it's 22 degrees outside, or you can say 1 degree Celsius hotter. Mina looks at the seat numbers on the end of each row. The numbers go up in sequence. What will the next two numbers be? So we've got 24, 36, 48. What are they going up into? So what we can do is 36 take away 24. And that is 12. So it's going up in 12. 24 and 12 gives us 36. It's the same with the other two numbers. So 48 take away 36. That gives us 12 as well. So there is a pattern. The next one will go up by 12 as well. And the other one as well. So now 48 and 12, or add 12. 8 and 2 is 10, so 0 down, 1 is carried over. 4 and 1 is 5, and the 1 is 6. So 60 is the next number. And then to find the final one, we go 60 add 12. So that is 2772. You could check all of these to make sure you've done them correctly. Activity 4, Cinema Manager. Deborah is the manager of the cinema. Deborah looks at film reviews. Each film is rated 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 stars. These are the ratings. Complete the frequency table to show this information. So 1 star, we've got a frequency of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, as you can see. 2 stars, again we've got 4. So there we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 3 stars, again, must be 8. So now what we have to do is look at 4 stars and 5 stars. How many 4 stars do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 5 stars, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Just to double check, the 3 that we didn't cross out, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. So we must have completed this correctly. Put the information from your frequency table into a bar chart. So we've got 1 star, 2 stars, 3, 4 and 5 stars. We've got these numbers going up. So this is frequency. Which means how many of them. So 1 star, we said there were 4 of them. 4 1-star ratings. So we're going to go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Two stars that had 4 as well. Three stars had 8, so we're going to go up to 8. You should be using a ruler, and it's going to be much easier when you do this on paper. And then 4 stars, frequency was 9. So we're going to go up to 9. And 5 stars, frequency was 5. You could color them in, shade them, or just leave them as they are. It should be all fine, as long as you got all the pieces added in and the correct plotting. Deborah checks the number of child tickets sold. This bar chart shows how many were sold each day last week. So we've got child tickets sold, number of tickets, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. How many more child tickets were sold on Saturday than were sold on Thursday? So we've got Saturday and we've got Thursday. Let's have a look. On Thursday we've got 100, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. 120. And on Saturday we've got exactly 500. So 500 take away 120. 0 take away 0 gives us 0. We need to take away 2 from the 0, which means we're going to borrow 1. So 10 take away 2 gives us 8. 4 take away 1 gives us 3. So 380 more. The cinema can hold 912 people in total. It can show 8 films at the same time. The cinema is full and each film is watched by the same number of people. How many people can watch each film? So we're talking about 912 people in total, and it is 8 films at the same time. So we're going to divide 912 by 8. Now you could use a calculator. I'm going to do this manually. So how many 8s fit into 9? That's going to be 1, and we have 1 remaining. So how many 8s into 11? Again, that's just 1, but we have 3 remaining this time. How many 8s in 32? That's going to be 4, as 4 times 8 is 32, so there is nothing remaining. So the answer is 114 people can watch each film. Deborah has 22 staff. They each work 36 hours a week. What is 22 times 36? Now, since this is a calculator paper, all you do is work it out using a calculator. So 22 times 36 gives us 792. So it's testing your calculator skills here. And this is the end of the paper.